I'm calling you from Lethbridge, Alberta here. I'm right by the Lethbridge shelter. We have people that are living over on the other side of the bridge that are sleeping in a makeshift camp that we are trying to hopefully work a resolution where we can come together with the community and see if there's some sort of resolution that we can work with landlords and tenants to come together where there's not so much bias and racism in regards to the city. There is a lot that does go on in this city. There's a lot that we don't know. There's a lot of anger. There's a lot of drugs that go on in the city. But the thing is that we need to work together where we can come together as a community and try and help those who are less fortunate, that are living in the shelter, living on the streets, living under the bridge. And the thing is that, I mean, there is a homeless charter of rights, which states that the homeless do have a right to education. The homeless have a right to be sheltered. The homeless have the right to be not have people that are biased against them, no racism. We need to come together as this community and work together with everybody. Sure, Lethbridge maybe in between two reserves, but the thing is that a lot of people don't realize that a lot of fights in that to start are majority of people are the Caucasians downtown. There isn't so much where we can't do something that we can help others, that we can work together as friends, you know, more or less as a family. We need to look towards a solution, towards the racism, towards the bias of how landlord rents a place to somebody. And the thing is that we need to understand that, you know, homelessness isn't just in Lethbridge, it's in our surrounding communities. We probably have people that are homeless that live in Coldale and Colehurst. You know, like they say, you know, you don't just have to be homeless to be homeless. Like, in regards to what I mean is like they say, is that you could be housed but still feel like you're homeless, that you are in the low majority, in the lower income. We may not all be in the middle class and the high class, but the thing is that what we have to understand as a community is we need to come together. We need to come to a resolution that we can fix. We can fix the problems that we have at the Lethbridge shelter. We can fix the problems that we have people that are living under the bridge. We have people that stay over by the railway tracks. And the thing is that it's coming to the point that we need to really start doing something where we can end our homelessness here in Canada. Canada, at one time, we did have 300,000 people living in the street, and that grew. That was in 2005, but that grew to 500,000 people. In 1989, we had 1.2 million people living on the street that were homeless in some sort or another. We are spending $3.2 billion a year on homelessness, and if we all work together and bring it where we can work with the homeless, work with the landlords, work with those who aren't homeless but have experienced it, we can come to a solution where everybody can have a home. You know, like they say, like they had said in Medicine Hat, you know, we had given the key to your own home. And the thing is that, sure, these keys right here, they may be to my own home. You know, I may have a place that I live with. I have a roommate that I live with. And, you know, we're both with disability, we do what we can when it comes to regards to putting back into the city. Like more people say, pay it forward. Do something that you can. Do something that you can do to help others that can help themselves. Help those that are low income. Help those, not only, it may not only be just the low income. It may be like students that are trying to survive because the cost of education, the cost of living, and because Justin Trudeau wants to end the use of coal here in Alberta. We end the use of coal here in the city. Utility bills are going to go up. Electricity rates are going to go up. The cost of living is going to go up. And also because we're having to increase rent because of the cost of utilities. If utilities are not included in your rent, the thing is that we have to understand is that we're the ones that have elected our government. And fortunately, I wasn't one of the ones that elected our government. I voted NLP, and I think there could have been a change in the way that things are run here in the city. It's not only our local government, it's not City Hall that is causing the problems that we're having here in our city. But what we have to understand is that change needs to happen. We need to make change. We need to end homelessness. We need to come together and see that this problem is going to get worse if we don't start to make some sort of a stop. We're never going to end homelessness in the city. We're never going to end poverty. Canada has its homelessness. Canada that has to deal with the poverty, the low income. You have your lower class, your middle class, and you have your package. But the thing is that if we can come together and try and work towards a solution where things can be a lot different, then the thing is that life can get a lot better for everybody. I myself, I have experienced homelessness. I did for 15 years, living in Vancouver, British Columbia. I was living in Granville, I was living on Hastings, I was living on Burrard. I had stayed at some of the shelters in British Columbia. And the thing is that it's not that we can't come to a solution. We have to be part of the solution. We have to do something, put our feet down, and say enough is enough. We need to make a stand for homelessness. Here in this country, it's $3.2 billion a year. $3.2 billion a year is what it's costing the government for homelessness. And if we can come and we can make a change, then maybe we can make a difference in this country, and we can end poverty in some sort of way or another. It's like I've said before, we are never totally going to eradicate homelessness, for the simple reason that, like I said, you can be housed, but you still feel homeless, just for a simple reason that you can't afford to live. I'm sure you have a roof over your head, but the thing is what about food in your stomach? What about daily necessities that you need? The thing is that I've gone months, in 2 years, there's been a couple months where I've had to go to the food bank in order to get help. But what they say at the food bank is what they give you is that you are supposed to be able to survive on a box of food. Whereas if you look, it's hard for a lot of people. They don't give you all that much. Even for a family, it's hard for them to live on what you're giving at the food bank. Sure, you can go back except for the weekends, and you can get supplements. But I mean, supplements are just like vegetables and bread and stuff like that. Whereas, we need to come and participate. We need to look at that we can all come as one, and maybe we can start working towards building. I mean, there is businesses out there that I'm sure are more than happy to help. I'm sure that there is companies in Canada that are more willing to help, but it's the simple thing that we just probably don't have the right people that are running the companies and such that we need to come and ask for the non-profit organizations. They are probably not going to the companies every day and saying, you have to push with a company in order to donate stuff, in order to help the homeless. Like I was talking to other people earlier, I mean, there is the homeless charter rights, homeless charter rights does state that the homeless do have a right to education. They have a right to hospitals without bias. They have a right to be non-discriminated by the police. They have the right not to be harassed by the police. And the thing is that, I mean, a lot of people, they don't know about a lot of things that are going on in the city. And the thing is that, it's like it's stated with a lot of things, generalizations. They should have the right to be listened to when they make a complaint against being mistreated by the police, by the hospital, by any organization where they're being discriminated against, where there's racism, and there should be support other than the psychiatric ward. There should be more centers where there is support for people with mental disabilities. People that they push them out, they push people out of the psychiatric wards that they've done in British Columbia, and they wonder why the populations or the growth in the shelters is growing. They wonder why there's people that are homeless that have physical and mental disabilities. And the thing is that what we have to understand is we need to make change in this city. We need to do something for the homeless. We need to make change for everybody. Students, we need to do it for families that are low income. We need to do it so that, everybody can live day to day. Whereas, it's hard for a lot of people to understand that, the rich, they drive by and they'd see somebody with a bag of cans. And it'd be like, well, why don't they have it? And the thing is that they don't understand is maybe that person that's sitting there, maybe they've lived on the street for 25, 30 years. Maybe they've had to have a living where they know nothing else than to be homeless. It took me 15 years. I was so used to living on the street and, eating out of garbage cans, taking handouts from people. And the thing is that, it was so hard for me when I grew up. I was 16 years old when I lived on the street. And I know what people that are homeless are going through. I know what everybody has to deal with. It may not be as much as what people want to go through, but the thing is that we do need to make a change here in our city. We do need to come together, and we need to not discriminate or harass people of different cultures at all because we think that they're different than us. Nobody is different than us. we're all the same color if it really comes into us. We need to stop the racism. We need to stop bigotry. We need to stop the sexism. We need to empower our government to do more stuff against people that are racists, that are rapists, that are child molesters. Their government needs to make a change. There's too many people in fear of walking alone at night and stuff like that because of what may happen to them. And we need the government to push towards different laws where everybody is equal, where we're all, where we can all be treated fairly. We also need the government not to be racist or biased because you're sitting on a bench in the park. There's no signs in the park that say you can't sit there. It's not for boredom. It's going to there maybe relax, maybe to enjoy yourself, maybe to just see what the city is like. We have a west side, we have a north side, we have a south side. But a lot of change needs to happen. Maybe we need to build a different shelter. Maybe we need to put people into a better building where they feel more comfortable. We need to stop the racism and the bigotry and the sexism in the city. It's just, I don't know. Me being a Caucasian male, sure, I have racial slurs, but I look at it, it doesn't bother me because I've grown up, I've had friends from all cultures. The thing is, one person that says that, maybe a couple of people that say that, but you know what, it doesn't bother me. I don't care, if I get beaten up because of my color, I don't care, it doesn't bother me, it just shows maybe the type of person that person is, or maybe that person has grown up, and that's the only thing that they know, is just the life that they've gone through, and the thing is that it's hard for a lot of people to deal with a lot of things in life, and I know because of what's happening at the residential schools, because of what Catholics have done to kids as they're growing up, and the thing is it's hard for a lot of people. I was physically, mentally, and unfortunately sexually abused as a child, and it's taken me a lot to share that with a lot of people, as I'm going to do now. I was physically and mentally abused by my father for 16 years. The thing is that, sure, I felt like, like I had enough, like that was it, like maybe we can put an end to this. There's got to be a stop somewhere where we could see, that we can put our feet down and say, I've had enough of this physical abuse. If you're a young person, you're watching this, I'll tell you right now, don't be afraid to talk to somebody. You have to talk to somebody, let them know what's going on. Let them know that your life is hard. Let them know that, that you can't do this anymore. And the thing is that it's a hard life that everybody goes through, but in 16 years, being thrown around, being hit with a belt, and stuff like that, it's not that I felt like I was scared of my father, and physical and mental abuse that a lot of people deal with should be enough, and that's why we also get a lot of people that are living in the shelters and ditches, bridges, and boxes, and stuff like that, because of the physical and mental abuse that they've dealt with as a child. And it has to stop, if the cycle doesn't stop, it's going to keep going, and it's going to grow, and it's going to get worse for everybody, and it's not a thing that a lot of people want to deal with, When I moved here in 1995, I was living in Southern Carolina, South Country first for treatment. Then I went to Southern Carolina, Sam's, and I was getting treatment for my addictions. Where when we had moved out after 11 months, it pushed the pictures out. Where did we go? We had nowhere to go. We ended up on the streets. I lived in Vancouver, I lived in Calgary, and I lived it here in Lethbridge. And the thing is that, I see it all the time. I can see it on YouTube, I can see it on Facebook, and the thing is a lot of people...
Hey, listen, I'm not listening to your shit. Why are you in the middle of the road? Why don't you move off the road and get somewhere safe?
Because I'm not allowed to say that.
Because you're not. Have you got one?
What's that?
Say what? Double shit, I'll have you got one. But no, seriously, why are you in the middle of the road? One thing I walked over it, so we can listen to you preach. No, I walked over it to listen to you preach.
I'm preaching. I'm doing helping the homeless. That's what it's called.
No, but I can preach to them too. But I can preach to them too. Hey, I've done Toronto, fucking Florida, Ohio, all around. That's all about that. You didn't have to fucking know what you thought. No, but seriously, just walk all the way here. Make sure you fucking need yourself.
How do you feel living in the shelter?
It's my family.
What's that?
It's my family.
So
What?
you're calling the shelter as video camera repair. Do you feel what kind? And that's where we get a lot of bias, because people feel that that they don't want the help, they don't want to change in their lives. I've dealt with a lot of issues in my life, and the thing is that if we come to an understanding that maybe we can make up her, maybe we can change her mind, about how she feels, about what types of things people are doing. And the thing is that it's a lot of people don't want to help. There was a film here in Lethbridge that was done a while ago, and there was people that were scared. They didn't want to be in the film because for some reason that they felt that people were going to judge them because of the type of people they were, that they were homeless, and that they couldn't do anything, that there couldn't be change for people. But there is help out there, and there always will be help. There's programs here in the city of Lethbridge that help people that are homeless, that help them find housing. But several choices, people have to make the choice of how they want to change their lives. Just by change. If you want to make that change, you can. You can simply do, the things that you want to do. And it's just a general thing that everybody has to understand, that we can come together and maybe that person needs somebody to lean on, just a shoulder, maybe a hug, maybe just a sandwich, maybe just a bottle of water, and it's a simple thing that we have to realize that, sure, we can get these bottles of water, and by the time drops. And the thing is that people throw them away in the garbage cans. People don't feel, maybe there should be a recycling program. Maybe like Lethbridge want to start a recycling program for the city, but then we don't want to have to pay for that program. You know, I mean, why pay for something else when we have a situation in the homeless shelter here where we need to help people at the shelter get out and find a home and feel loved, you know? And it's a hard thing that we can't, a lot of people don't understand. Sometimes it hurts my heart to know that there are people living in the shelter. It hurts my heart knowing that there's people living under the bridge. There's people living, you know, down by the railway tracks and stuff like that. And it happens, you know. I mean, but people look at, you know, there's people downtown. There's people asking for spare change all the time. You know, maybe in some sorts of people need to come together and they need to say, enough's enough, in one way or another, and say, you know, let's make a change. You know, most people that are asking for change, sure, they're going to alcohol, drugs, you know, etc., etc. But what about the other 25% that might be legitimately asking for change for food? You know, saving enough money for a group of them to get together and rent a hotel room, have a proper shower. You know, I can't state enough of what type of change we need to make in the city. If I was in Lethbridge, I don't know how I'd feel about the shelter here if I was to read about it or something. You know, if I was to see something like I had seen a little while ago, that they're stating that the shelter, you know, is unlivable, that there's drugs, there's booze, you know, there's fights going on and stuff like that. And the thing is, people can't understand, you know, that maybe there's something wrong going on. Maybe it's just the way things are going, or maybe there needs to be a change for, you know, maybe they need to split people. You know, maybe they need to make more rooms. Maybe they need to make it so that everybody has like more space. Because you know, when you're living in the shelter and you're living on a blue mat that's probably about 6 feet long, and you've got a space probably about a foot in between the next person, you know, and say somebody, you know, they put their stuff down and they accidentally hit your neck, and then you get upset about it, you know. Whereas in British Columbia they have bunk beds where people can sleep. They have separate mats. They have people like to sleep on beds. They're separate. Gives everybody the